How'd he do his bad?
Not quite as good as yesterday. You know, we turned the heat up on him today. We did, as you guys saw here, we did a lot of 2 minute at the end, some team pass. He threw the ball with good velocity. He just wasn't quite as accurate. But it was good to get him in here with just about a live rush against him. I mean, as far as the conditioning part, I thought he did fine. Physically, he did fine. Just performance-wise, I think it was good. I mean, it was a good check for him to come out here today against some really good pass rush and put him in some 2 minute drills at the end, taxed him pretty good right there. So, you know, as long as there's no setbacks physically, I think he's good to go.
Can you talk about David Vega?
Sure. You know, at about 2:45 after our team meeting, I got a call saying, actually Greg Archuleta called me and said there was a report that David Vega had been arrested over the weekend, minor in possession, something about didn't show his ID or something like that. So I immediately went down to Bob DeBessa's quarterback meeting, asked him if it's true that he had been arrested. He started stuttering a little bit. I said, "You're gone." I said, "I'm sorry. You know, just based on your past performance, based on the fact that this happened Saturday night, you didn't come forward to see me. You're gone. Go pick your stuff up out of your locker." It's unfortunate because David Vega is a walk-on player from Roswell, New Mexico, paying his own way to school here. To be quite honest, his family made a pretty good sacrifice to get him here. He's made a sacrifice to get here. You know, he's not on any aid at all. But, you know, everybody's treated the same. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're a guy that's on scholarship, off scholarship. I think they all want to be treated the same. So, you know, it's unfortunate. A little bit later as he was leaving, once I had a chance to calm down a little bit, you know, I didn't want him just to leave the building. I was just afraid what might happen next. You know, I knew he had a lot of anxiety over what happened. I know football is really important to him. So I called him in, and really with a lot of these cases, he has a very compelling case. To be quite honest, if it wouldn't have been because of his former actions and the fact that I don't trust him very much right now, and the fact that he didn't come see me, I don't know that I would have suspended him immediately based on the facts that he told me. I think he has a compelling case, but it's too late for that now for him because of what happened before. Maybe he wasn't the wrong place at the wrong time. Maybe he's not guilty as charged. I'm certainly going to give him the opportunity to prove his innocence, but he won't be on this football team until he does. If he hadn't done what he did before, if he would have come to see me and I had more trust, to be quite honest, he would probably be out here today, and I would give him the opportunity to prove it because I think he does have a compelling case. But, you know, he's suspended. Based on how this outcome comes, it may be suspended permanently. So the rest is all up to him now. But he won't play this week, obviously, and he's going to have to do me a lot of convincing that he's as innocent as he says he was.
What about that previous incident? I mean, we were told he just recently earned his spot back, and we were told he was caught at training camp smoking pot.
You know, I'm not going to comment on that. You know, there's always a lot of rumors. I don't think it serves anybody's best interest to say what's true and what's not true. You know, I think at some point, you know, just like if it happened in your family at home, I don't think that, you know, getting all the details for everybody out there to chew on would be worth it for anyone, or anyone can better from that. So I'll let people try to guess what that was. I feel pretty comfortable that he deserved to be back on this team. I really feel bad that he didn't take full opportunity to that. Maybe he is innocent. You know, maybe he is innocent, but the fact that he had a prior situation for me, he's not going to have the chance to prove that and still be on this team. He's going to have to prove it being away from this team.
Would you need him to be found not guilty of these charges? And what about the pending investigation into the stolen property found there?
Yeah, he told me all about that. I don't think that he was involved in that at all. In fact, the other young men that he lives with, none of those guys were even charged with anything. Without getting into too much of the details, as I said, I mean, he's got a pretty good argument, but he doesn't need to convince me. In fact, I'm not listening. I'm not listening. He's going to have to get this thing proved on his own. He does have an attorney. I did get a letter from the attorney, but none of that matters to me. You know, all that matters to me is he had a previous incident with me and he didn't tell me about it as soon as it happened. So all that's on him.
I think a lot of people can feel for you, Coach. I mean, Saturday's supposed to be your big day, and now you've had two incidences. I mean, you said you were a little fired up. Is that the right word to describe it? Are you ticked off?
Oh yeah. I mean, for me to have to go in to a 2:45 quarterback meeting after we had a big team meeting yesterday, another team meeting today, and have to yank a guy up out of the seat by his pants. But then when you calm down a little bit, you see that these are young guys. He knew if he did come to me, what the result was going to be. So he was hoping that it could be cleared before it ever got to me, which was a poor decision because I'm going to find out. So I understand how important football is to him. I know what he has riding on it. But to answer your question, no. I mean, just look around the country every day what goes on, what head coaches and teams deal with. It's kind of a crazy thing, but everywhere I've been, these things kind of come in clusters. That doesn't make it easier. It just seems like a lot of times when these things happen, they kind of happen in groups. So I'm not going to overreact to it. I still have a clear vision of what this program can be. I still have a clear vision of what kind of guys we have in this program. So if people out there want to overreact, I can understand why. I mean, this is back-to-back nights you've been out here at practice asking me questions. But I feel a little bit better about our foundation than maybe there needs to be some blind faith, but I think things are going pretty good.
And last question, I'm going to let the boys get back to the football, but from my understanding, I am the one who alerted Greg to this issue. So how does that feel, too, to know the media found out?
Well, that's just what I said. I mean, that's why he didn't have a chance to even explain his compelling case to me. I mean, the moment I heard it, he was gone. His pads were pulled, and he was cleared out, and his locker was out without the chance of even asking. Once his locker was cleared out, he had a chance to come up and talk to me and calm down a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, nobody wants to be blindsided by anything. That's obvious.
Coach, do you feel these two arrests will have any effect on Saturday's game?
Zero. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, guys.
All right, thanks, Coach.